So the question that I was asked is this. I spoke to someone who could read my spiritual situation, and they told me that I have 4 lifetimes remaining before I attain enlightenment. Is there a way to speed up this process and attain enlightenment faster? Okay, so this question is worth inquiring into, as it touches upon the whole concept of enlightenment. Enlightenment is interesting because it differs from almost everything else in our life. Most things in life have a beginning and an end. You can set goals, you can work towards them, achieve them, and then they're completed. For instance, if you want to bake a cake, you can begin the baking process, complete it, and then enjoy the finished product. Likewise, if you want to run a race, you have a starting point and a finish line. Even learning a piece of music follows the same pattern. You learn it, perform it, and it's done. Everything in our lives is time-bound, temporary, and goal-oriented. It has a start, it exists for a while, and eventually concludes. Even our entire lives follow this pattern. We're born, then we live for a time, and then we die. However, the process of enlightenment is radically different from all of this. It's not something you can achieve or attain. What occurs on the spiritual path is more subtle. We begin to realize that the self we thought we were, that seems to be achieving and obtaining things, is actually just a mental construct. When we investigate this self, all we find is a bundle of thoughts, ideas, beliefs, perceptions, opinions, memories, emotions, and moments of consciousness. There is no actual self there that can attain enlightenment. Enlightenment is, in fact, a process of letting go of the idea of becoming something, of becoming anything at all. It's about letting go of the notion of attaining something, of reaching somewhere. Simultaneously, it involves seeing ourselves as more than just a bundle of thoughts and ideas. It's realizing our true nature as stillness or pure awareness, something beyond the limitations of thought and the limitations of time. At the same time that this is happening, another process happens. This is that the ideas of separation, that we are somehow in here and others are somehow out there, is also an idea in the mind. As we begin to see ourselves as pure awareness and recognize others as that also, the idea of separation begins to fall away. As pure awareness, we can't point to a place where we begin or end, and we can't do that for anyone else. The ideas of internal and external begin to merge into one thing. As separation falls away and the boundary between self and other dissolves, we start to see directly that others' conditions are our conditions. It becomes clear that no one can attain full enlightenment until everyone has. At this stage, our path becomes about service to others through compassion and love. So going back to the original question about what can we do to speed up the process of enlightenment, this is one of the things we can do. Seeing that ideas like having 4 lifetimes left before enlightenment are mere mental constructs and are rooted in the notion of becoming. Letting go of these ideas is liberating, because these ideas keep us tied to the mind. Once we have inner silence established in the mind, we can practice releasing these thoughts into silence whenever they arise. We may find that there can be resistance in the mind to the idea that enlightenment is not something that can be achieved or attained. This is quite natural and to be expected, because it goes against the whole way in which the mind works. The mind does not like to hear that there is no finish point. However, with abiding in a silence present even this resistance of the mind can be released into silence. Everything that arises can be used as fuel for the spiritual fire. Releasing things into silence as they arise is a spiritual practice called samyama, which gradually leads to liberation, divine love, service and surrender, which are the fruits of the spiritual path. And the deeper our inner silence is, the more we're able to release these things into that silence. And inner silence is cultivated through the practice of meditation.